it has been a bit of an ugly morning. Rain, wind, gusts, and now we've gotten to this, which is a downed tree. Someone has come with a machete. We're waiting for like power tools.
Moxie, Greg, and I are riding around the world to raise $100,000 for the nonprofit Girl Up. We're donating 10% of RUFFLY sales to the fundraiser and posting a new episode every week. It's a big dog on two wheels adventure for girls' empowerment. So follow along and please lend your support. It's a rainy morning here in Katamaco, and we've had a nice 3-day working week. It worked out really well. We got here, it was beautiful weather for the 3 days that we were here. He was hanging out here by this papaw tree, and this is what I got. I got pooped on. This time it was by a big bird. What would they call the chachalaca?
That was a poop and a pee.
Oh.
Did it get you?
I got a bit of it on my nose.
So Jess, you wanted to go say hello, and it decided to defecate right as you approached.
Yeah, now it's peeing a whole lake.
So you've been peed and pooped on by a monkey, and now a llama has greeted you with defecation.
I had booked a smaller cabin, and it was small. There was no space around the bed, small.
So Jessica is in the habit of taking first dibs on the side of the bed that she wants, and it has nothing to do with I sleep better on this side, that side. It's sort of the layout of the land, where's the bathroom, where are the hazards. It's very much like protect yourself from the ninja-based thinking in terms of which side of the bed. And so in this case, she has taken the bathroom side. This is her side, where the bathroom is. My side is this side, where the giant door-sized window is open because it's so hot and stifling in the jungle. I eat glug a lot right before it's time to sleep, and then never fails that in the middle of the night I have to pee at least once. It's a terrible habit, but that's what happens. So this is an extreme hazard for me. More than likely, I will lose my balance and go flying the fuck out of the window here.
I think he sort of took pity on us and sort of saw that we got this big dog and we had all of our stuff because we brought it off the bike because we were going to be here for a while. We needed to air it out.
This is our overflow space, at least until other people show up. This is our hammock space, which is also our overflow space.
Stay.
Moxie is really got a lot going on.
Sit.
She is not behaving herself so well.
And so he gave us an upgrade. And so we were able to stay at this cabin, and it gave us this little balcony here that has our work area. So that worked out really well. It gave us the space that we needed. Moxie spent her time looking at the cats from up here.
This guy is Pétalo, which means petal. And he has been desperately trying to love Moxie this whole time. And she could not give less of half a shit about him because there are cats and other creatures around. So a dog to her is pretty, unimportant. Yep, right on the nose.
Just got whapped. Moxie, you can't play with the cats. They use their claws.
This guy, he is the funniest walker ever. Pétalo, let's go. Let's go. It takes a lot of effort to propel himself forward on his stumpy little kind of, bent legs.
It was a really nice 3 days of working. And now, of course, it rains. And we are heading down to get towards Oaxaca. We're splitting the trip in half. The goal was to camp tonight, halfway down this windy road. But I don't know if that's going to happen if this rain continues. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what today holds. This couple here, they actually donated their first donation as we're on the road to help us reach that $100,000 goal for Girl Up. So we're very thankful for them.
straight for what you wanted. Through the desert there and back again. Whenever you need my guidance, whenever I can hold you still, then all we know is when we get there. Through anything and back again. And if you knew the way you get me, whatever we were born to do, then all we know is when we get there. The desert won't be anything.
So it has been a bit of an ugly morning. Rain, wind, gusts, and now we've gotten to this, which is a downed tree. So we are waiting for what's going to happen. Hopefully someone's going to come with a machete, and a machete. Someone has come with a machete, that's why I'm saying machete. We're waiting for like power tools.
Just a quick timeout to tell you how you can support the GoRuffly Around the World adventure for Girl Up. You can donate directly to Girl Up at goruffly.com/world-adventure. You can make a purchase at goruffly.com where 10% goes towards the fundraiser. Tell all your friends and family about it. And of course, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much. Now back to the adventure.
Jess, what are you hearing?
I'm hearing a chainsaw.
I am hearing it too. Oh, what a beautiful sound.
One good use of Moxie's rainfly when she's not using it is it's a helmet cover. It happens to us on every trip where we sort of feel like we should just continue on in the morning, get going, rather than have breakfast, feel good, and then move on. So, a lesson again, but hopefully this will be the last time, and we can get going in the next, I don't know, 20 minutes.
Fuerza, energía, estrategia, trabajo en equipo. Os felicito.
As we wait here, I am still concerned about this other big tree that's just in front of me that is creaking, and I think that probably by the time they get this road cleared, one of these other branches are going to fall down and we're going to have to wait again.
So they are making great progress, but there are two big electricity poles that are down behind this on the other side. We're still going to have to go around because this pole is totally cutting off the road.
I don't have plans for the future, but now I know that you'll be there. The only one thing that matters, I'll go anywhere and back again. Right in between, middle of nowhere, feels like the only place on earth. Whenever you're there beside me, then I know we can do anything. Whenever you need my guidance, whenever I can hold you still, then all we know is when we get there. Through anything and back again. And if you knew the way you get me, whatever we were born to do, then all we know is when we get there. The desert won't be guide each other there.
We didn't make it not nearly as far as we expected to today. First there was the rainy descent just out of our Cabañas area, no big deal. Then there was the whole fallen tree on the road. That was, what, a couple of hours that we lost. And then it has been rainy and windy, and I mean like serious blasting wind all afternoon.
Windy, like La Ventosa windy, like pushing you over onto the other lane type of windy day.
And all of a sudden now it's like 3:30, and we'd still ordinarily, I guess, have an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of good riding, but like, this day is finished. So we're finding a hotel, and then tomorrow we're going to start out early and make a beeline for Oaxaca, which will not be a beeline because this is one of the windiest, highways in Mexico. So it's going to be a very windy beeline to Oaxaca. Moxie is in pure bliss and heaven right now. We stopped by a carniceria, and they actually gifted us a few bones for her.
So when we went to go and get the bones, she said no, she's gonna sort of donate them, and so she gave them to us for free, and Moxie had a lovely treat. So that was really lovely to get somebody who would donate sort of in kind like that. For what they have, and we are going to pay the $2 that the bones would have cost into the Girl Up fundraiser on behalf of their in-kind donation.
She scarfed down a little bit of food because she knows that she has to eat her dinner before she gets her dessert.
Some meat for her, some veggies for us for camping, and then I want some like granola bars and some snacks that we can have, because obviously today was a good example of what happens when you don't have snacks. So let's get some of that.
This is a special treat. We don't want her doing this all the time because it does file down the teeth a bit, but life is for living, and she is in heaven.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden.
It's breakfast time.
It is breakfast time.
And it's scratch my face time.
Little comedor along the side of the road overlooking the river. Let's do it.
Hold on, Moxie. Moxie, you make it sound like I'm torturing you. Here we go.
This is a warning from the past, to make sure you're learning from mistakes that you did last. Send me a letter when you're done, evaluating what your short life has become. You should know. You should know.
I always manage to get done before Greg, so we're only sort of sitting here ready in first gear waiting for Greg to get himself organized.
So far there are better ways. Throw preconceptions down the drain, 'cause this is your last chance. You should know. You should know. When you are ready, it will begin to glow. This time tomorrow, the future I will show.
Got to find shade by the lake because I still can't be roasting my tat in the direct sunshine. Gotta take care. So here's some shade where she can go in, and I have the water toy. The mother hucker is not a water toy. It will float for the first couple of hucks, but then it sinks, and then someone has to go in after it. That was a test. We did that on purpose. That's how you know if the straps to the harness have loosened a little and it's time to tighten them. Shouldn't be able to get up like that. Long, fantastic day, windy, twisty road down from Veracruz State to Oaxaca, where we are now at a vegan restaurant. We are not vegan, but it seemed like a thing to do. Moxie has kibbled, she has watered, and now she's laying down. Jess is looking for accommodations right now, and I am kind of a third leg in this with nothing to do. We got kicked right in the timekeeper this morning with daylight savings time. So our normal 5 o'clock wake up became 6 o'clock. And so we're just kind of lingering and dawdling before a visit to Oaxaca begins.
We haven't had a rest day yet. We've been doing our 4 days riding, 3 days working. We did our first segment. We're on the second segment. And I'm thinking that one of these days we're going to need to sort of just take a break and just enjoy the area. And this would have been a really nice place to do that.
One of the truly great things about having your own transportation when you travel, whether it's a motorcycle or anything else, is that you can get to a lot of different places to stay. You know, most of the time if you're traveling by bus or tour group or something like that, you really are stuck in the city center, which is a lot more expensive, usually a lot noisier, and especially when you're traveling with a dog, you know, there's no space, so then you got to take them out and walk them, and it's, you know, looking for that tiny patch of grass in the middle of the city is a near impossibility. But here, 20 minutes out, we found this beautiful Airbnb, Casa Plougastel, which is the name of the small village in France where the guy's wife comes from. She's French, he's Oaxacan. Julio Cesar is his name. A beautiful house that he's got here in a little town next to Oaxaca. And so after dinner we rode 20 minutes to get out here, and here we are. Beautiful yard area. They've got 2 black labs. So Moxie was play fighting all evening until she was absolutely exhausted. So we ordinarily place Moxie's bed right by the door or window because she likes to keep an eye on everything. Last night, she actually slept down here at the foot of the bed. And we think that's because with the 2 black labs that are here, she basically play fought them to a standstill. But of course, she had a full day of riding, and she was absolutely exhausted by the end. So I think that this was one of those few times where she just wanted to be off the front lines. So she retreated back a little ways to be at the foot of the bed. So Paulina and Pollux here are like velociraptors, and they are going to figure out how to get this door open. So the bikes have a safe, secure place to be. We've got this beautiful little guest house nook here. It was totally quiet. It was just totally beautiful and comfortable. And there's just nothing not to like. And now we can just ride back into town, you know, 15, 20 minutes this morning. Get a nice hoity-toity breakfast and specialty coffee. And then continue on our way.
I spent the morning looking for pet-friendly breakfast places because we wanted to have a really nice breakfast. One of the other things that we have to think about with the bikes is like we need parking as well. So there are a lot of cool pet-friendly places that are like right in the middle of Oaxaca in the town, but then we have to put our bikes in like in a parking area, and we've got all of our stuff on the bike. So that's something that I always have to look for when I'm trying to find places for us to eat as well, especially if we want something a little bit different. Okay, dismount. Good girl. With me. With me. We really lucked out here with this place. We're on this nice little balcony overlooking our motorcycles, so it's perfect for us. And our Moxie is just resting right there. They've got all these really interesting meals for breakfast.
On the outside, it appears to be a perfectly normal omelet. On the inside, however, it has grasshoppers. Grasshoppers, Oaxacan cheese, and mushrooms. Sounds tasty. Yum, 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 yum.
And they're pet friendly, and they gave Moxie water. Cafe, they gave us a donation while we were there for breakfast, so I'm just checking to see it now. Oh wow, 500 pesos, so that's $25. That was so lovely of them.
So the concern is that this whole GoRUFFLY around the world is basically going to be one stop after another, where Moxie is just basically thrown out across a floor like a dead dog, just completely exhausted. Fortunately, we do have proof that she's already been getting activity and exercise. It's only 10:30, 11 o'clock, and we're, what, a third of the way to the goal. So she's well on her way. And she's also learning very quickly that when she's not riding, when there's not activity, she has got to take advantage of rest time because the days are packed. So I think this is more an evidence of a smart dog rather than a exhausted dead dog.
When we're on the road, one of the things that we have to be thinking about is how we're going to get cash, because everything in these types of places it's all cash based. It's not really, you can use your credit card, but then there's fees associated with it. Cash is just easier here. So what we do is we actually send ourselves basically a remittance, or I send Greg a remittance and he sends me one back. And that keeps the fee really low. Remittances are meant for sending overseas money to people for like family or friend support. In this case, we're using it for travel support. So we are using it for sort of what it's meant for. But it's really good because the fees are really low and you can pick it up in different places. Like Greg's actually picking up one right now at like a Walmart type of place. And you can find these places all around Mexico.
We have come to a Oaxacan cheese shop that makes quesillo, which is the Oaxacan cheese. Now, we wanted to do a tour at a farm and get the whole thing, but like it's proven to be impossible to figure out. And that is to say impossible for Jessica to figure out, who could give a master class on like sort of finding off the beaten path tours and just interesting things while you're traveling. So we come to a cheese shop to see if they can tell us anything, and then of course to buy some Oaxacan cheese.
Quesillo, descremado, 100 el kilo.
Okay.
De crema, 125.
¿Qué tipo de queso? ¿De vaca?
Ajá.
Okay. ¿Y esto con el verde y cosas?
Queso panela. Tiene chile y epazote.
I want some of the chile one. We should get some of the normal queso, and then we'll get some of the typical Oaxacan.
Let me be your reminder. We will find the beats for this dream. Not too far from the heart, there's a star. Oh, have me as a reminder when it stings. When you're busy growing up, know that I'm right here. But everything is messed up, and it feels like no one cares. Turn this way.
Hola, muy buenas tardes. Pues aquí llegamos a Rancho y entonces conversamos con alguien a través del Facebook para que nos permite entrar. Ah, ok, sí, vamos a esperar, no hay problema. Muchas gracias, ¿eh?
Every path, my dear, we will steer you through the ionosphere. Way up high, where the rainbow sets sighs. That's where courage lies.
Hi guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. That Route 175 leading down to Oaxaca, it was just a really amazing ride. Very twisty, sort of comparable to Tail of the Dragon. The road conditions are probably not as good as Tail of the Dragon, but it definitely had a whole bunch of twisties. And the good thing was I had a new back tire on. Before the GoRUFFLY Around the World adventure, I needed a new rear tire. And I was really struggling to find one because there is a shortage of tires in Guatemala, and there still is. And normally I would have gotten the Haida now, which is what I've been riding for the past 3 or 4 tire changes. But they didn't have it available, but they did have the Anarchy Adventure. And it was the first time I tried it. And when they put it on for me and I got on the bike, obviously there's always that new tire feel. You feel a little bit taller than when you've got like such a flat used tire. And when you're doing turns, you can really feel it. And you can really lean a lot more than when it's like flattened off at the bottom. So when we were doing that ride, I was just booking it. I was taking those turns and really going at speed. And I was leaving Greg behind. I would look in my side mirror and I wouldn't see him anymore. And then our communicators would cut out because I was too far ahead. But for him, it was because he didn't have a new rear tire. His was needed to be replaced. And he is going to replace it here in Mexico City. So at least he'll have a new one. So he was just being a little bit more gentle as he was riding. But I really loved that road. It gave me a lot of confidence. And the other thing was I had obviously Moxie on the back in her K9 Moto cockpit. And it's just, it made me think something that I wanted to share with you all. If you are considering getting some type of dog carrier to take your dog along with you on your motorcycle rides, you want to make sure that whatever carrier you're going to pick, it allows them to be in the laying down position so that they're comfy. You want it to be close to the rider so you don't have all the weight on the back sort of hanging off your bike. You want it as close to the center of the bike as possible, as if they're like a pillion. And then the other key thing is you don't want a whole bunch of space around them. And that's really what you would notice on doing twisties like this Road 175. If there was a lot of space around Moxie, she would be sort of swinging side to side. She'd be shifting her weight. She'd probably have to adjust herself because she'd be feeling like she'd be sliding if you are leaning a lot. and sort of like hitting the sides of the carrier. And that's why for us, for the K9 Moto Cockpit, we really make sure that they are snug for the dog. And that gives you less space gives the dog less space to sort of move side to side or front to back. And it makes it a lot safer for you as the rider, because then you don't have that lag of the weight shifting after you start your turn, which can be really dangerous. So Moxie really enjoyed it too. It was a nice long day, and we came out of it just feeling really energized. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to us here on YouTube and at GoRUFFLY for Facebook and Instagram. And we have new episodes coming out every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central. So don't forget to subscribe and have the notifications checked off so that you get notified when the new episode comes out. And like and comment to this video so that more people can see it. And we'll talk to you soon.